Business that benefits society, technologies that make the world more convenient. Each issue of our program introduces you to people who build the future on the basis of the latest developments, principles of high social responsibility, and a caring attitude towards nature. The world of startups showcases advanced high technologies and their integration into all spheres of our modern life. New startup for Tech-Grind 2017. The World News. Application for garbage collection. VR game as a startup. Tech Control, remote call center. The Kazakhstan News. A festival of innovative ideas, Tech-Grind 2017, took place in Almaty. This is a technological event that gives IT developers an effective platform for interaction with market leaders. Karaganda resident Yelan Dairov presented at the Technology Festival a mobile application, Alma, developed by his team. This is a trading platform where all conditions for the rapid delivery and sale of so-called goods at home are created. For example, the client is looking for milk. Through the search engine, he types in his first letters and without leaving home can order the product while considering a description and a price. It registers the stores of the city that accept online orders, and then they deliver the ordered items at home. The application is free and runs on the Android operating system. In order to use the platform, you need to register in the system and specify two parameters: the address and contact phone number. We have a working prototype. It is being developed for iOS. We need investments to scale into more professional development, and about $100,000 is for marketing in the city of Almaty. Another interesting idea within the framework of Tech-Grind was presented by the startuppers from the company VR Safety Solutions. They developed a virtual reality platform. On its basis, you can create unique scenarios for safety. This is software and hardware complex which is built on the technology Oculus Gear VR. In addition, this software is created on the basis of the unit which we use to create a solution. We already have a ready-made prototype, the concept of which has been approved by potential customers, and we are negotiating to continue with them the customization of the scenario within their production. As a rule, emergencies in factories occur through their fault of the person himself. According to expectations of startups, their service will reduce the number of accidents at work, since the virtual environment for practical exercises allows you to recreate the real picture of the workshop or mine. Our target audience is enterprises from the mining and oil and gas industry, but possibly in the future, we will expand to other sectors of the industry. According to the initial calculation, the market capacity is 1 billion tenge. This number is relevant only for the oil and gas and mining industries. Winners of the tech contest can now pass the acceleration of Tech Garden. It includes training, powerful networking, support in the promotion and equip work area. In addition, the developers of the best solutions will be considered for participation in the international acceleration icostartup.kz, where participants can receive an investment of up to $100,000 and the opportunity to undergo training in the Silicon Valley of the United States. Apple can double the volume of the first deliveries of the iPhone X twice because of technical problems when installing the innovative face identification module Face ID. Currently, manufacturers of screens are ready to supply monthly to the company over 10 million displays. In addition, the stock of iPhone X in stores will be limited and get to buyers who came in first. The Runa Capital Fund took part in the investment round of the Polish educational platform Brainley. Financial details of the transaction are not disclosed. However, it is known that the startup will direct investments to accelerate growth and recruitment of new employees. According to the company, the monthly audience of the service is 100 million people from 35 countries, including the United States of America and Russia. The company Kona Groups is engaged in the development of software. This is one of the few socially oriented companies in Kazakhstan. A separate collection of garbage is organized on its territory, which is then handed over to collection points for recycling. As we accumulated garbage, we realized that we needed special places where people could hand over their garbage. And we realized that there is no actual source on the internet where you can find all the recycling points. And here we had another brainstorm within the company, and we decided to develop a mobile application. The functional part of the application is as simple as possible. First, users' geolocation is automatically determined. Then on the appeared map, it is necessary to choose the type of waste. To do this, click on the Filter tab, where categories such as glass containers, waste paper, or plastic are displayed. They can be sorted by distance and cost of raw materials. When we started developing the application, we had little information on the recycling of recyclables for recycling and for disposal. We focused on them and made two tabs. One where they pay you, that is, you donate the waste paper and you get paid. And the second where you have to pay for recycling. For the same bulbs and batteries, they are not always taken for free. In addition, the platform allows you to configure the search for marking. Today in Kazakhstan, there are a lot of types of recyclables. For example, only plastic garbage can be of 7 varieties, but only the first 2 categories are accepted from them. If you got a package in your hand and you do not know what to do with it, look at its code, go to the search for marking and see. Here, for example, HDP2, we have 5 points of reception of this recyclable material. The same with Tetra packets, 81, and with PET bottles, 1. Given all the user's achievements, the service motivates him. For example, on the application, he can see how many trees and electricity he has saved. I conduct my personal statistics because for me it is very important to see clearly what I give, where I rent and how much I hand over. For me, this is a personal motivation. I contribute to the protection of the environment. And the second point, I'm using this application. I write my dissertation work, the theme of which sounds like recycling of electronic waste. In the future, the recycling map will be replenished with new items. In addition, the categorization of waste will be significantly improved. For example, in the glass container section, you can find not only jars of baby food, but also their cost. This will increase the recognition of the service among users because they will know exactly where and what to take and how much they will pay for it. Today, progress has reached truly unprecedented heights, and the new generation is able to use such opportunities which only 10 to 15 years ago, people only dreamed of. One of these moments is virtual reality, and in this sphere, Kazakhstan startups already have something to brag about. So the company, Singularity Lab, developed the first domestic arcade racing game, Jeddaks.
Freezing field.
It was created specifically for virtual reality in order to experience all the delights. First of all, it is dynamic, speed, and at the same time avoids such virtual reality problems connected with the motion sense, which is called nausea of movement. A high degree of immersion is the key advantage of the game. Events unfold in a fictional universe. Here, the gamer has to navigate through difficult labyrinths, simultaneously shooting back from the enemies. In addition, multiplayer will be available for players.
We use
the game engine Unreal Engine on which all our mechanics are realized. Flight mechanics, control mechanics. The visual component is made by the effectors, level designers who create levels. Absolutely everything that is presented here is realized by our level designers and on the basis of the concepts developed by our artists.
Реализовано нашими левел-дизайнерами и на основе концептов, которые рисуют наши художники.
The startuppers not accidentally chose engine starters for this game. Unreal Engine is a computer world with an open digital code, and it can be used in various genres. The flexibility of technology allows you to create shooters, strategies, quests, simulators, and much more. At the moment, I'm working on a mobile version of Jeddaks. It will be a free game for mobile virtual reality helmets and just for ordinary phones. It will be practically the same copy of the usual Jeddaks game, but more simplified for mobile devices. Today in the world, there are about 2 million VR gamers. Most of them live in the US, China, and Japan. In Kazakhstan, there are only a few hundred virtual games fans. Therefore, the game Jeddaks is originally designed for foreign markets, and very soon it will appear on the Stream service and will cost $15 US. The main plan is the PlayStation. It's much harder to get there, just so you do not register there, and our main plan was to bring it later. Find a publisher who can take us to the PlayStation company. According to the investment bank Goldman Sachs, the volume of the virtual and augmented reality market will reach $35 billion by 2025. The major part of this market, or $11.6 billion, will be occupied by video games. Lean. This term in the startup environment means the classical concept of management, which is based on the desire to minimize all types of losses. Example of use, lean is the same as greed. Balbayev, General Director of Innovative Company, work experience in the sphere of internet commerce and distribution of food products. Specialization, radio electronics. Review for the startup, call center. Call center is a virtual platform for processing calls and requests from customers. I really like this project. It is very interesting. At first it seemed nonsense to me, but later I realized that yes, it is very interesting. Because customers of this platform can become large companies that can thus automate all their incoming calls and applications on the segment of B2C, and thus transfer a number of customers who can be characterized by some monotonous signs. These are applications for quality, some post-sales service, transfer to a certain section that will be automated and that can be easily tracked. This system will be used if it can be integrated with existing CRM systems. Imagine that there is a certain call center and internet domain that collects all calls from incoming customers who need to urgently do some small operation, pull out a tooth, and so on. This platform can react very promptly to all incoming calls, distribute applications for doctors, and in the end, track the result itself. On this platform, you can put pay systems for collecting customers, something like on Booking.com, but only for the clinic of dentistry. It creates a pool that collects the clientele and distributes them to several clinics. This system is already an effective platform. Monetization based on subscription fee, I think, can be executed in different options. It can contain in itself a variety of things. If we are now talking about a dental clinic and organizing a pool for accepting orders, the amount of a subscription fee can be like a commission from all orders and reach several $1,000s. The budget for organizing a serious platform is not enough, but we should not forget that, for example, if it's a few guys who gathered at home and literally all the operating costs, there will be chips and Coca-Cola, then yes, in this amount, you can combine the team and assemble such a platform, and it is quite effective to sell. I advise to consider various marketing options for using such a platform, because it is really universal and interesting as it becomes a kind of link from client to final result of companies that provide services. Accordingly, now such systems will be in demand in the market. They can be scaled, they can be moved to other markets. I think this is a very interesting project. You just need to evaluate your capabilities realistically and try to use different approaches to marketing. Recently, a service, Passport Dragon, was launched in Kazakhstan. It is a platform through which you can translate any passport of the world in a couple of seconds. At the same time, the Kazakhstan passport is translated completely, and the certifying documents of other countries are edited manually. And for this, users do not need to use special equipment. It is enough just to photograph the main page of the passport on your mobile phone. Diet Genius is one of the few Kazakhstani projects that has been successfully implemented in the US. The peculiarity of this program is that it analyzes the DNA data and gives advice on nutrition and sports. For example, the user's genetics say that meat is useful to him, but what meat, how often, at what time, and what kind of side dish? The platform recommends it, having analyzed tens of thousands of scientific articles. Each of them explores a small pixel of knowledge. Domestic Service collects a mosaic of these pixels to give the user a full-fledged final product.